You get what you need. It reminded me of a teaching that I've learned ever since, about a year after the Mastery of Self came out. I was giving a class on it, and I talked to a teacher, and the teacher actually gave me a beautiful instrument, a real aha. Forgiveness is the moment you no longer wish the past was any different. It is the moment you accept it and you let it go. That's what forgiveness is. To accept it simply means that you know that the past, I can't go back in the past and change a yes to a no or no to a yes. There's no amount of what ifs that will ever change it. The only place where the past exists is in our mind in the form of a memory. And that's the way it happened. I can't go back there and change it. In the same way that the future doesn't exist yet. It only exists in my mind as a form of my imagination. And there's no amount of what ifs to actually impact it until the moment the future becomes the present. Which that means that the only place where I'm able to make a choice is in this present moment. So forgiveness is the moment you no longer wish the past was any different. It simply means that it's the moment where you no longer, well, obviously don't want it to change it, but you accept it. It happened. And I can't change it. It's a done deal. It's a moment of our lives. And the next phrase is, and then you let it go. To me, that image that comes up is one of my brother Jose's imagery in his teachings of that of a scorpion that stings itself over and over again with its own tail, administering itself the poison that it meant for someone else, but gives them to himself. You can say that every time we think about the past, the scorpion stings itself, hurting ourselves over and over and over again. To let it go is simply the moment where the scorpion decides to no longer use that moment in the past to hurt us in the present. And that's what forgiveness is. The moment I no longer use someone else's actions or something that happened with me to hurt myself over again. The only reason why that moment in time is still impacting us is because we haven't let it go. We've used it to identify ourselves with. We've used it to reinforce whatever domestication we have or insecurities we have or whatnot. The list can go on. We're all individuals and we all do it in a different way. To process it is to understand how we've done that. But the constant is that every time we think of that moment, we hurt ourselves. Now, mind you, some wounds are much heavier than others. Some wounds are still so fresh and they hurt a lot. And we respond with anger, we respond with joy, we respond with hate, we respond with fear, we respond with jubilation. We're human beings with the full spectrum of our emotions and we're all going to react differently. So some moments in time happen that way. The question is what I'm going to do now. You see, at this very moment, I'm the sum of every decision that I've ever made. Every choice, every action, every consequence, good, bad, right, or wrong, has brought me here. Who I am right now is the sum of all that and has led me here. As that's happening, yes, I'm the sum of every decision that I've ever made, but at the same time, I'm the youngest I will ever be. I have my whole life ahead of me. If someone were to take a picture of me right now, and I look at that picture in a few years, I'm going to say, look at how young I was. I know that because now I'm looking at pictures that someone took of me some time ago, a week ago, or a year ago, or 10, and I'm going to say, look at how young I was. I am the youngest I will ever be. As that's the truth when I was a baby, as it is right now. I'm the infinite possibility because I'm alive. Which means at this very moment, I can go in any direction in life. I can say yes to whatever I want to say yes to and no to whatever I want to say no to. My no is just as powerful as my yes. Am I going to allow my past to continue to impact my present? Not my future. Forget about the future. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but this present. You know, my grandma always used to say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah.
Your plans. You know, it's like this past year as an example, you know, it's like we had 2020, we were supposed to have all this stuff, and all of a sudden it all came to being called
crashing down. Yeah.
So I lost a lot of work, a lot of things, but what did I gain? A whole year with my family. I got what I needed.
Yeah.
So in my life, that's gonna be, and it's gonna be different for all of us. You know, I did lose 4 uncles, 1 cousin, and 1 classmate from elementary school to this disease.
Wow.
You know, it's something that impacts all of us. And there's that side where we mourn, and the reason why we mourn is because we love. But at the same time, we're surrounded by the people we love, and it's a good time to heal anything that separated us. In this case, my wife and my kids, my parents, and all that. We were in our own bubble, and we spent a whole year together, and it was a wonderful time for us. Of course, we had to take care of each other to learn how to, to maneuver, who will get the food, and we went back to the basics. But I can use what happened last year and just focus. I could focus on what I didn't get, or I can pay attention and be grateful for what I got. And really, that is the choice. I can use it again and again to hurt myself, or I can use it to learn from. And there's a huge difference between that. And usually the difference is healing. We heal with our own permission. We heal, and usually what doesn't give us permission is a domesticated idea of who we're supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a man, I'm Mexican, I am macho, whatever. But if I let that idea get in the way, no, I'm not supposed to show weakness. I'm not supposed to show that I'm wounded. What kind of man am I? If I have that, then that's exactly what stops me from healing. I heal with my own permission, which means I let go of that which stops me from getting that permission, and I give myself the permission to heal. And that's where you can say my grandma and my father taught me that with Western medicine and non-traditional medicine, homeopathic medicine, if you want to use that term to describe it, both are there to help us. And all we require is to give us permission to heal and look for what resonates with us. Sometimes holistic, sometimes Western, whatever it is, we will use. And that's the beauty of it. So yes, we've all gone through this tough times. We've lost people we love. Relationships ended. But here's the thing: when we grow attached to it, we will miss it. We will completely miss it because it won't look the way we want it to look.
Yeah.
But if you accept it, it's here, and it's up to you. Are you going to let the attachment of what is supposed to be take you away and blind you and miss it? Or are you going to be able to detach enough to be able to see what's in front of you?
I wish that I could say that I've forgiven everyone in my own life. I wish it were so easy to accept the mistakes that I've made in my life and that the feelings of guilt and shame would subside. However, one thing I've learned is that emotions are like our spiritual GPS system. We'll cross paths with the people that we need for our healing. We get what we need, and in the end, as Ram Dass once said, we're all just walking each other home. Everything that happens in the external world we can either perceive through love or through fear. So if you're going through a heartbreak, if you feel you've failed someone and didn't show up when they needed you, if the center of your chest feels broken, it's okay. All of us have the power to heal from any wound, and we'll only become stronger people if we make the conscious decision to choose love for ourselves and for those we've yet to forgive. I hope that this message touched your heart and made it feel a little lighter. We'd invite you to share this episode with someone that needs to hear this. You can simply screenshot this, put it on your stories, and tag @tapinwithin on Instagram. This will help us spread this wisdom further and stay connected. Once again, this podcast is brought to you by LiveBeyond. You can learn more about our carefully crafted remote work experiences, where you can integrate your work and life and connect with like-minded people that matter. All the love, everyone, and may that healing journey continue.